morning from AlphaCars. My name is Tom, coming to you from our Northampton location, and today we're going to be taking a look at this 2018 Land Rover Range Rover Sport. Now this Range Rover is showing just under 66,000 original miles, and if you would like to see a high-resolution detailed photo set, please reference the listing at alphacars.com. There, of course, you will also find a free included Carfax report, alongside a long list of technical data related to the vehicle's remaining tire and brake life, as well as individual readings from each panel using our paint depth gauge. But today I'll take you on a quick condition overview on both the interior and the exterior, as well as showing you some of its more notable features. Now we'll start here on the exterior. It's a gorgeous spec on this particular Range Rover Sport. You can see a beautiful, almost bronzed gray color. It's in stunning condition, and I absolutely love the metallic in this paint. It also pairs beautifully with a lot of the accents here on the exterior. You'll notice a lot of black trim. Just about everything from the window line up is all this gorgeous gloss black finish, and it just matches beautifully. You can see some of these other accents, like these vents on the hood and on the side of the fenders, share that gloss black finish with some nice satin silver. That also carries beautifully onto these wheels, which present beautifully. 21-inch and absolutely no curb rash to note here. Again, you'll notice that two-tone finish of the piano black on the interior of the wheel and the shaved metal finish on the exterior. Tires are in very nice condition as well and provide a beautiful, smooth, and quiet ride. Now, as usual, I'll take you really close to the panel so as to look for any dings, dents, scratches, or anything of that nature. Now, as I make my way past the driver's door, it looks extremely clean, and that theme carries on to the rear door and onto the quarter panel. All the way back here on the driver's side, it just looks amazing, and you'll see all of that piano black trim shares that same beautiful glossy finish that you find on the paint. Even the plastics on the lower portion of the doors share a very nice, smooth, and even finish with no discoloration or gouging. Now, taking a look at the front fascia here on the Range Rover. Let's see if I could turn on those headlights for you. There we go. Now, once the vehicle's running, I'll have to get those daytime running lights and show you what they look like, because they're really beautiful and they add a lot to the design up here at the front. But as we can see, looking at the headlights, absolutely no oxidation, discoloring, scratching, anything of that nature. The headlights present beautifully, and they really provide a really nice styling element, as I mentioned before, once they're running. Now, one thing to note here at the nose, if I look real close, you can see this line here at the nose of the hood. This is actually entirely coated in the front with a paint protection film. So of course that's going to protect your paint underneath from any general road debris like rock chips, scratching, things of that nature. And in a couple instances here you will find minor imperfections, but fortunately all of these appear to be limited to the paint protection film, and the paint underlying is in great condition. Looking at the lower portion of the bumper, you'll find more piano black accenting, as I mentioned, on the side. All of that's in great condition as well. And then we'll make our way to the passenger side. Now again, I'll take you really close to the panel looking for dings, dents, scratches. You'll notice a very small ding just behind that fender vent just there. But as I make my way back on the rest of this passenger side, it just presents beautifully. Now, taking a quick look at that front wheel, again, no curb rash to report at all here. Very, very nice. And I think these wheels are sized just perfectly for a vehicle of this stature. Again, no curb rash to report there. I think they just present so well. And again, that color scheme really does an excellent job at complementing the rest of this Range Rover. Taking a look at the tailgate here, you can see all of your Range Rover badging there in silver. Provides a nice contrast and matching the Sport SE badge. Of course, the SE is going to explain the trim level on this particular Range Rover Sport. They're available in SE, HSE, SVR, I believe. There's a few different trims, but we'll cover more of what the SE stands for in just a little bit. Now, taking a look at the lower portion of the rear of the vehicle, you will find this nice two-tone gray and black diffuser panel, flanked by two nice wide and aggressive exhaust tips, and it does provide an excellent sound from the motor. But next up, we'll make our way to the interior of the vehicle, where you'll find a beautifully appointed interior. If we know one thing about Range Rovers, they certainly do not cheap out on the interior materials and styling, and that's no different here. I'll move the seatbelt so you can see absolutely no wear here on the outer bolsters, which of course is where you'll find the most wear on any interior. These seats are draped in a gorgeous and very durable feeling leather. This leather's got a nice thick feeling to it. It's very tough, and I presume it would last a very long time under normal usage conditions. I'm going to close the door here. The door panel is absolutely gorgeous as well, with some gorgeous materials. So as I close it, one of my favorite features of this interior is how they utilize these switch panels. The best example I have is on the steering wheel here. You can see everything when the vehicle's off is this nice subtle piano black finish with minimal interruption. Even all of these switches here are nice and blacked out. And just take a look at the steering wheel as I fire it up using this button here on the dashboard. See, the steering wheel wakes up and you have all of these different controls available here on the steering wheel. Now, because they utilize that backlighting technology, one of the coolest things, in my opinion, is that if I want to enter a menu, all I have to do is click this OK button, and now I have a separate set of controls, which is, as you can see there, now I have arrows I can use on the 4 directions there, but if I push it now, or I go back and close that, you'll see it reverts to the original controls, and you push different buttons to use different features. So really subtle, but they're able to utilize a small control area and really expand it to do multiple different functions. So I think that's very smart design by Range Rover. And of course, we know that they can innovate in this space. You can see here the infotainment screen. If you see it flickering at all, that's only due to the camera. Here to the human eye, it looks excellent. You'll see I have a nice high resolution backup camera. Multiple cameras on this vehicle actually. And let me return to the home screen for you here. As you can see, as I make my way down, you do have more of that gorgeous glass display. It's very nice design language here. And again, a great use of the small space and leaving a subtle control panel. If I want to turn on my heated seat, all I have to do is push this dial here in the center, and you'll see it opens up a menu there. Then I can use the knob to dial in my heated seat and then return to the temperature control if I so choose, and then I can turn them back down just the same. Very, very nice use of space here in the Range Rover, and because of that, they really can have this beautiful, clean design. Now, as you can see, these controls have woken up. Now, this is not only how I control the drive mode by pushing this button, having it rise out of the dashboard, and then selecting my desired drive mode, which you'll see appear here in the screen. Very, very nice. But also I have my suspension height adjustment. Now, just going to take one quick moment to show you the current ride height on the Range Rover. You can see a nice flush gap between the tire and the wheel line just there. And then all I have to do is hop inside. And I'm just going to double tap this button. So we're going to make our way to the maximum ride height. And I'll make my way outside the vehicle, and you can see it in action. Already, look at the massive difference in the ride height here in the Range Rover, and you'll see the rear adjusting accordingly now. It does a front rear separate operation, but now it's raised all the way up, and just look at how much more ground clearance I have now with such a simple and easy control. Absolutely amazing, especially here in New England where you might be driving over some fairly rough terrain. Again, I'll double click that button there. As you can see, we're going to watch this vehicle drop back down nice and low. You can see the rear doing its thing, dropping into place. And taking a look at the front, it's just doing the same. Now, this is the standard ride height. This is right in the middle where I'll leave it for now. But I just thought that was an interesting feature to show you. Of course, you do have a nice two-stage, if you will, glove box. The owner's manual just there, so you have plenty of storage space. And if I look just above my head, you have a absolutely beautiful panoramic sunroof, which spans essentially the entire roof of this Range Rover. Crystal clear, absolutely gorgeous, and it even provides a full sunroof for your rear passengers. It still goes just behind their head, so just amazing. You can see a nice frameless mirror there. But I've covered the interior plenty. Next up, I would like to make my way underneath the hood, where we can take a look at the beautiful power plant in the Range Rover. So as you can see, I've popped the hood here on the Range Rover Sport. We'll take a look at this incredibly clean engine bay. You see all of the intricate hardware and small connections are free of any corrosion. You can see all of the fender hardware is free of any markings to show that they've been removed. As you can see, little tick marks on the edges there. So very, very clean up front. You'll notice all the plastics are just the same condition. And taking a more focused look at the motor, of course, I mentioned before this is the SE trim. So the engine fitted to the SE models is this 3.0 Supercharged V6. It's producing 340 horsepower, but you're still going to get a much better much more efficient power plant, pardon me. So not being the V8, of course, that's just going to drink the fuel. This is going to be far more efficient and still providing plenty of power and a really nice sound out of the exhaust as well. As I mentioned before, also you do have those gorgeous daytime running lights on. Again, if they are flickering as I see on the phone, that's only due to the camera. Here in person they look amazing. It's a very smooth and relatively reliable powertrain for a Land Rover as well. Also, when paired with the beautiful automatic transmission, gear changes are ultra quick. And making our way here into the rear of the vehicle, we're going to take a look at these seats. They're also in just amazing condition. All of the leather feels great. And as I sit behind where I would comfortably drive the vehicle, I do still have plenty of knee room while sitting comfortably. Also here in the rear, I do have heated seats for both the rear occupants as well as some power outlets and a small amount of storage. Door cards are equally well trimmed here for your second row passengers. And of course, just above my head, an absolutely amazing view of the sky just above my head. Absolutely love a nice moonroof such as that one. Lastly, we'll make our way to the cargo area here in the Range Rover. One touch on that button operates the tailgate without hesitation. Nice smooth operation as well. It just rained, so if you see water leaking out of there, that's why. I just wiped down the vehicle. As you can see here, very, very clean here at the back. We do have all original carpets as well as the all-weather mat. You can see your nice WeatherTech protector for the carpets down here. Now, a very quick and interesting feature, as you can see here on the right, I do have this switch that's going to control the ride height of the vehicle. So this is going to be a huge convenience feature because, of course, this is a relatively high load floor for an SUV, and some people, if they're really trying to get something heavy into the back of the vehicle, might find that to be a bit of a struggle. So as you can see, the wheel gap, I have it currently at the medium ride height, the kind of how you would expect to daily drive the vehicle. And real quick, I'm just gonna hit that button. Might be a need to hold it down. Oh yes, perfect. So as you can see, it's dropping down real low. And now the load floor is right about level with my knee, whereas before it was up about halfway up my thigh. So it's really just a minor touch, but very, very nice and convenient. And now if I push and hold, again, you'll see it raising back up. And now as it's raising all the way back up, it's almost at my hip, as you can see here. So very, very cool, nice convenience feature and a good thought by Range Rover. I'm gonna drop it right back down to that medium ride height. And of course, one touch operation on that tailgate's gonna drop it down. No problems, and it's gonna latch right into place. So a beautiful vehicle, not only a very sporty driving experience, but also, as I showed you with those off-road features, amazingly convenient to own year-round here in a place like New England where it can get relatively inclement, especially during those winter months. But if you have any further questions related to this Range Rover, please reference the listing at alphacars.com, and there you will find all of our relevant contact information. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful rest of your day. We hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.